Alright, hey everyone, welcome back to another Sunday live stream at Trace Trades. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you click the link in the description so you could join our server and attend these streams live. It's completely free to do so. You don't have to be a premium member or anything. Every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we just go through our weekly watch list and talk about some broad market thoughts and then have some Q&A after. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, again, make sure you click that link in the description. But to get right into it, this week, definitely looking choppy, but we'll get more into that when we talk about the broad market. First to go through the individual names. First, AMD. This is a repeat from last week. We redrew this bottom line a little bit to account for some of the dips that we saw this week, but it's definitely looking like one of the stronger contenders as it holds the 50 on this wick here and comes down to revisit it. It did fail our light blue line here at the 8 EMA, so that's not the best thing to see, but in terms of tech, I think AMD definitely has room to perform. They also recently got some news that will help drive them up a little bit more. Again, I'll just wait for ads by the 50 or ads by this lower trend line. Or if you really just want to wait and place some momentum, wait for a daily close above that light blue line, which is, again, our 8 EMA. Next, we have Bill. Bill has been absolutely powerhousing through everything in this choppy market. So really what I'm looking for here is I want to play this fat gap that we saw towards the end of August. And really we've just been trading around these areas. I want to see a break over this little resistance area. And then that should give us either a really nice day trade that we could play just up to this 303, 305 mark. Or we could try for a swing on a retest of this breakout zone, like if we pop up, say, to that 303, 305 zone, come back and then retest the 300, 299 area, I might take it for maybe a 2 week out swing, try to catch a move up to 320. But this looks very, very bullish. Again, got this fat gap up here. It even entered the gap on that day and pulled back above, and we just got some higher lows. So really can't ask for too much more. There was a gap down, instantly filled, not a problem at all. But again, really just watching that 299 to 300 break. Next we have Den. Nice little wedge here. This is a setup that I would love to see in a very bullish market. This is something that I would have loved to play maybe a couple months ago. Now it's probably a little bit more on the shakier side, just again everything that's going on in broad market. But as far as setups go, this is definitely a great swing candidate. I would say stick with equity, or if you're more advanced, you could do an option spread on this. Like a vertical call for maybe October or November. That should definitely pay. Or just equity. I think that would be great too. Again, we're not taking on too much risk in this market because it's not really the time to do so. So until it is the time to do so, we're just playing it safe. Gonna still try to catch some moves, of course, but again, just keeping our max loss pretty low. Next we have DKNG. I actually entered into a swing for DraftKings for mid-October. Last Wednesday. I didn't send out an alert just because it's a little shaky at these levels actually, but if it pops just above this 61, it looks very, very good. So I entered the swing and more risky on my own account. I'll probably alert something once we get above that 61 area because that's when it really starts looking better. But again, I think we could easily see upper 64s here. First price target is the 62.40 line right here. So once we do that, again, it's going to look way, way better. And I believe these will pay. I haven't been swinging too much, but this is something that I think will pay pretty well. Next we have Net. Net, we caught this nice little breakout from a couple weeks ago. Retested, pushed back above. Really what I'm doing here is I'm playing off this 131, 90 to 132 area, right here. We did close below it on Friday. It's probably going to revisit the 8 EMA down here. Once it does that, I'm definitely going to be looking at this line for another breakthrough for a move towards the 134. And then once we get through 134, 140s are definitely in sight. Again, this is looking much more like a day trade type of play, but if you do want to swing something and it comes down to the 8 EMA and market's not looking too bad, I would definitely recommend a call debit, or if you want to just do a naked or a single option with lots of time, maybe again November, December. QQQ and SPY we're going to leave for a minute. ZI, nice little break up here, and then a retest of our trend line here. A growth name that's been performing pretty well. Again, even though as the market's like pretty choppy, this growth name looks very, very good. Like given market conditions, it looks like a pretty good zone to add on too. So again, I'm probably going with equity on this one. But if we get some consolidation around these areas, like while also holding above this 67 like 60 area towards like our lower trend line here, if we hold that and consolidate a bit, I might enter a swing for again like November, December, just like getting that extra like couple weeks of time. I think that'll be like really, really valuable. To talk about the broad market, we redrew this channel last week and we actually lost it in the same week. Also lost the 50 on the same day. So Friday looked very, very bearish, and going into next week also like pretty bearish. If we throw in the weekly here, it's like kind of hard to even tell because we've just been going like vertical ever since COVID, and now we're like really starting to see like this consecutive 2 red week, and they're like big blocks too. Like if you just look back, like you don't really see that like anywhere else. Like last time we saw it was what, probably like here, and then we like even dropped like a couple more points, like 20 more points there. I would definitely watch for like more downside this week. First like downside target if we really start to lose is would be like 439, but that's kind of close. So more accurately, it's probably like 436. On a 436 touch, I feel like it's safe to go long again, unless we like lose it like hard. And again, it's all about reading momentum here. It's like what happens at these levels, not just if they're gained or lost. So I'm really looking at 436 here for our like decision point. We should bounce off of there. At least that's my opinion because I'm still not leaning more bullish, even though we're getting this short-term pullback. But I'm seeing a lot of people like lose lots of money during these pullbacks. So we just pull out like price range real quick. Like so far, this is only like not even a 3% correction. Like 436 would bring us a little bit more towards 4%, which is much more in line with like some of the pullbacks that we've seen in the past. So I do think there's more downside here. Like see, this one's a little under 4% as well. I do think there's more downside here, so don't get too excited to buy this dip just yet. If we start bidding back above this 50 SMA, I think we're going to experience more chop rather than downside. But I definitely don't think we're seeing a very insanely bullish week this week. Even though, like, on previous tests of the 50, we saw these rockets up. I think, like, this loss of the 50 coinciding with the loss of this channel, coinciding with lower highs, like, consistently day after day. I think all these things add up to basically mean, like, I don't think we're going to bounce that violently this time. Coming around to the Qs, lost like this like was it 375 level here. It's lost it a couple times and bidded back above pretty quickly. Lost it on Friday. Remember Friday was OPEC, so you got to take everything that happens with a little bit of grain of salt. The reason I was like focusing so much of it on SPY is because this is a very like significant loss of channel plus loss of 50. Now on Qs like this level, it's not the end of the world, honestly. If you look like right below, like we got like 371, like mid 371s to bid us back above. I'm not too worried about the Qs. Like maybe we probably see a 50 test coming within this week or next week. But outside of that, like I don't think we're seeing too much downside on this. Like if like let's take this little correction as an example. This is like 3.5%. So to measure it out from here, 3.5% would be yeah about near the 50. So I'd say we'd revisit the 50 this week, if not next week. And then really if we bid above this 375 level, not that it would be chop, but just I wouldn't feel too comfortable going long. I just don't really like market conditions right now. Like these days are pretty stacked on top of each other. Hasn't been much like a new movement. So I just want to wait till we can confirm that the chop has been shaken out. After all that happens, then we can start thinking about longs again. Again, like you're always going to have opportunity to make money in the market, but it's all about like how much risk you want to take on. We usually take on a lot of risk because we want those high returns, but it's in market conditions that favor us. Right now, the market conditions aren't really favoring us, so we're going to remain a little bit lighter on the risk. So swings are lighter, day trades lower size, maybe even less positions overall. Again, I'll leave that for like the individual trader to sort out, but if you need any help on that at all, please again, join the Discord, ask a question. I'd be more than happy to help. But that concludes this Sunday live stream. Again, if you are on YouTube, make sure you click that link in the description. Hop in the room so you could come in for the next Sunday live stream. Again, these are completely free to attend, and you don't have to be a premium member to just come and talk.